Here once again, me and my man, Wise, man, Wise McGriff, Right now, where's like what we gonna do is sit here, congregate. Anybody that wanna come on, come on. Right now, be mindful, be respectful. You got any question that you wanna ask? As me and Wise sit down, have a heart to heart, just talk about life itself. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the past, the present, the future. Where we've been, where we at now, and what we trying to do, and what is the purpose of both our messages. What we do is sharing our message to get these kids to understand, man. Only thing come fast, trouble. Easy to get into, hard to get out. Once again, easy to get into, hard to get out. Wise, how you doing today, my brother?
I'm blessed. How you doing?
Oh, man, come on. You got the Mets outfit going on, man. That Cleon Jones and John Milner, man. I saw catching flashback, man. When they used to say, meet the Mets, meet the Mets. And you remember that right now? What they used to always advertise. You remember that beer commercial, man? They don't even make that nasty beer no more. You remember that beer? What commercial was that?
Schultz, Schlitz?
No, Schaefer is the one beer you have when you having more than one. I should get a Schaefer commercial, man. Man, the Mets, man. Like I told you right now, bro. Like I say, man. Let's sit back and think about it, man. You remember the Mets? Everybody was a big baseball fan. We only had like the Mets. You had the Yankee. Then everybody liked basketball. Everybody loved the Knicks. Right now, they ain't really won nothing when I was coming up as a kid, man.
Yeah, they like 40 years in a hole.
40 years in the hole, man, but they're going to come out of it one day, man. Hopefully before we leave here.
Still a great team, though.
Yeah, like I tell you right now, they just got to get rid of the owner, man. He's not going to let that go because that's a gold mine, man. Like I told you, man, did you used to play sports when you was a kid?
Yeah.
What type of sports you played?
Basketball.
Basketball? You was nice?
It wasn't too bad. And then I did a little bit of track and field every time they yelled 5-0.
You did a little track and field, man. So you know what? Even right now, like Bim used to always say he had game.
Ain't no question. Yes, he did.
Bim had game?
Ain't no question. He was a hell of a point guard.
He was a hell of a game? All right, cool,
point
man.
Guard, he didn't have the weight that he got now. He was a hell of a point guard.
Okay, and you know what? A lot of times people talk that talk, and you never know. Because once again, everybody can't do everything. Like you say, everybody can't be boxers. Everybody can't be ball players. Everybody can't be doctors, lawyers, gangsters, stick-up kid. Everybody can't do everything, but you got to know what you was good at.
So you mean your lane to stick
So
to
you
it.
mean tell me right now he could have really went somewhere if he'd applied himself?
Ain't no question.
Wow. You know what, man? And I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes you know somebody, but you don't know them. I didn't know until I watched what's that? FX, Hip Hop Uncover.
I still didn't see it yet.
Okay, you didn't see it?
No.
Okay, cool. But I didn't know that he was on a roll. He used to be on a roll with Run DMC.
He was on a roll with Bobby Brown, at the height of New Edition's career.
So right now that's why I sit back, and that's why I didn't ask. I'm saying, yo, bro, if you could back then, you was there. I'm talking about right now with Run DMC, tougher than leather, going around touring with them. Why the heck you want to hang out with the Supreme Team when you could have hung out with Run DMC?
It's because of Bimmy that I have a job at Def Jam. Hands down, I got to give my man credit for opening up that door for me and creating the lane, for me to actually be gainfully employed upon my release. So I will always love and respect him for that.
Okay.
And we came a long way from sleeping on the couch at my aunt's house to just him teaching me certain things. I will forever be grateful.
All right. And see, look, that's what it's all about. Rest in peace, Troy and E Moneybag. Okay, rest in peace, Troy and E Moneybag. Shot 714. So like you said right now, see, look what you're talking about. Y'all used to sleep on each other's couch. Right now is you giving him a shot.
One of my aunts was actually Bimmy's godmother. My aunt Joanne, and my cousin was Derek Cheever, a ball player as well. Mm-hmm. Derek played for the Rockets. He played for the Cavs. Went overseas, gave it up. He's now, doing mentoring for basketball outside his own college, to Missouri State.
Okay. Well, look at this, man. And see, right now, a lot of people don't even know about right now Bimmy, nephew, Waco Flacco,
right.
Sister Deb, or whatever. And then not only that, Bimmy got a twin. But that's what, yeah. So what I'm just trying to say is a lot of things people didn't know. And to me, like I said, I knew Bimmy, but only thing I knew was Bimmy family member was, what's her name? Dodie. That's it. I didn't, that's all it was. Bimmy and Dodie or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
It's about 10 of them, 10, 15 of them.
Wow. You know what I'm saying? But the key is right now, look where they at, look what they doing. And to me, it took me to watch, Hip Hop, FX, Hip Hop Uncover, and see, some of the things that I'm talking about back in the days, he on the stage with Run DMC, man. So to me, I think I would have chose, the Run DMC than the Supreme Team, man. So what was the temptation? Like, why would he be infatuated to join the Supreme Team opposed to traveling with Run DMC?
Because he actually had the best of both worlds. Um, he was hands down the reason why the average hustler from at least Queens got involved with entertainment.
Okay.
Because at that particular time he was romantically involved with Sweet Tea, the rapper.
Okay.
Her and Bill was close.
Okay.
And then it just went from there to them being from the north side, which is Hollis, Farmers Boulevard, St. Albans, Queens Village. That's where Running them come from.
Okay.
So like he grew up with them. But being that he had so much love that was on the south side, the doors was always open for Bill.
Okay, so, but that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. We all got choices, but yet it still regards what he could have chose to be. If he would have chose to do what he wanted to do, he could have been anything that he wanted to do, man. And that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. Because once again, everybody got choices, but yet it's still, like I told you, he could have been down with the Hall of Famer group, Run DMC, had a hell of a career. And don't get me wrong, he went astray, but he was still able to come out and still bounce back and get it together, man. And like right now, where it's like to me, like what is out there for our kids these days in time? Like even right now, you be back and forth and you be all over. What is out there in the metropolitan area? What is out there in Queens? What is out there in Brooklyn? What is out there, I'm talking about in Staten Island. What is out there in Manhattan
but
Bronx?
trouble. You got to create your own lane. Try to stick around positive-minded people. Change the way that you think, period. Because if you give yourself negative thoughts because you're around negative people, you're going to end up doing something negative. And the jails are full with a whole lot of negativity. You thinking that all your friends went away to college or they moved to another state and they had relocated with their family. They on Rikers Island waiting for you. They in prison waiting for you. A couple of them might got a couple of items from out of commissary for you, but half of them don't have nothing for you. You're saying but another charge, or either they trying to find out what was your charge so that they could try to lessen their charge.
Wow. Let me ask you a question, man. Like, you know what? Even though, okay, I gave away 15 years of my life. Gave away 15 years of my life that I cannot get back to the prison system. How much time did you did, man?
I did 16.
16 years. And you know what? Like, why, like right now is, and I'm looking at it, like, people, I'm looking at it. When people come home from doing 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30 years, whatever, why do people roll out the royal carpet, the red carpet?
They used to. They don't do that no more. When you come home now, they ain't give you nothing but a handshake.
But I'm just saying in general, like right now is, you think we should be praising these cats that pick up the brick, throw it at the prison wall, and came home for after all that time, but then these guys graduating from college, or went to the military, are retiring from having a real career. So what I'm just trying to say right now is like, that's as far as our society, even right now, coming up in the hood, coming up in the environment, whereas I used to hear people saying, I can't wait to go to jail so I can get paid. Exactly. So what I'm saying is, when you see these cats coming home from being, criminals, and they getting praised, opposed to the guys that went away and got college degree or went to the military, and that's what I'm trying to say is like our society, especially amongst us young black men, is like we brainwashed. It's like we got to flip the script and start praising, giving those guys that did it right the first time.
Because I know that growing up, when I would see older guys come home, somebody had a handful of money for them, a brand new car, had a position. Nowadays, they ain't got nothing for you but a handshake, and they could barely get themselves a pair of sneakers.
Okay, but that's what I'm trying to say right now. I just want people to understand and change that little bootleg mindset. Like, to me,
The only one that makes money from you doing wrong is the prison system.
The prison system.
That is one stock that does never depreciate. That is one stock that will always increase. It's either Department of Corrections, and it doesn't matter what city or state, and the company Cisco, SYSCO, because that's who feeds the prison system. So that's the stock to invest in. If you're going to commit a crime, you need to know what crime you're committing, because you're really not making nothing. You're getting 15 cents to $1 per day, while they get 20,000 from you every month. You wasn't making 15,000 a year on the street committing a crime. Because as soon as you get it, you gotta re-up. After you re-up, you try and do like another quick flip. You might have got robbed. Somebody that like you was down with, they might have got knocked. So then you had to try to like regroup your dividends. So like I'm started over again. And then whenever you get yourself in trouble, you ain't got no money. I mean, like the smartest hustlers always got legal money, bail money, prison money. Because if you don't have them three things, you cannot depend on nobody that you hanging out with. Because they're your friends while you doing wrong.
Yeah.
You said, but as soon as you get handcuffed, ain't nobody writing you. They ain't coming to check on you. They not stopping by to check on your girl to see how you doing. But they gonna check on your girl because they want something.
Okay. Look at what you say. You did 16 years. And right now is out of those 16 years, like, you know what? Who do you have in your corner doing those 16 years?
From the time I went in to the time I came out was 4 consistent people. You know, 2 of them are no longer here. You know, my man Fat Dog and Black Just made sure I didn't need or want for nothing. 2 other brothers was my man P Long and a brother from 40 by the name of Didi, light-skinned Didi. Those 4 brothers made sure I didn't need or want for nothing, along with a few relatives.
Okay.
You know, because my brother wasn't there, 'cause he was locked up at the time. You know, my uncle was locked up at the time, so. But I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for like the 4 that was there.
And you know what? And like right now is, even look what people saying. A lot of times people don't understand that. Even during the time when I went away, who did I had? I'm saying when I went away to do the first bid or whatever you write, your family, your moms, and you know your family, your immediate family. You know, even right now having a young girl, you young and they young, how long they gonna last?
Exactly.
No, they ain't gonna last at all. But then again, even
They
as
gonna
you
last until like the day of sentencing when they find out how much time you got.
and even as time went on, when you was able to get a little name, a little rep, and got a little money, whatever, you still had, you know, people coming to see you. But after a while, people do not understand that, man. When you go to jail, you can't take nothing with you.
At all.
Only thing you taking is yourself. And that's what people got to understand. And when I look at it right now, it's like, why? Why in the heck we are so infatuated by that concrete jungle? Why are we so infatuated about all the materialistic things and all that fast money and thinking that we can get over, like we can take shortcut and be rich?
There is no shortcuts to life. You only get 24 hours granted within the day, and we think that we slick and we always scheming and scamming and trying to bust a move, not realizing that the moves that we making was already made before us. We not doing nothing no different than anybody else. So that we think that we got the blueprint and we got the master plan to build on certain things, and we don't. We not causing harm to nobody but ourselves. You know, we out there getting all of this money and driving all these foreign cars and got nice jewelry. But what are we doing to the community besides destroying it? You know, with the same money that you used to get that foreign car, you could have just went to like Dick's Sporting Goods store. And you could have got a couple of rims, you say, for the basketball court inside your neighborhood. Don't depend on the parks department, because you're the one that's on the corner hustling. You said, so that park technically is yours.
Hey, another thing what I look at too, because even now what I notice with you, you know, for the years since you've been out, you get back. I remember at one point in time, you know what, like I used to go back and visit people, you know, because once again, guys that I knew that I grew up with, then guys that I met in there that didn't have nobody. It's like, I know how it is to be in there. You don't have nobody come and visit you. You don't have nobody come and send you anything. You don't got nobody to look out. But the bottom line is right now is I have watched you. You don't want to see Fat Cat. You don't want to see, like I'm saying, like Marshu, like right now, and the list goes on. Like right now, to me, I made it into a style going back, seeing people, because once again, I know how it is. And like right now, to me, with my movement, the BGG movement, it's best to give and receive. I'm watching you, giving back your time, your energy. You know, why is that? Like right now, who the last person you went to see, if you don't mind me asking?
I went to see Cat, was the last one.
Cat? Okay.
Yeah, and that was an honor just to sit down with Biz for a couple hours. Positive conversation. We spoke about nothing pertaining to the streets. We spoke about, you know, like so many ideas that like the man has. You know, he actually has the physical opportunity of being home this year in the event that like the politicians sign on these bills. He could actually be released because of the certain criteria. You know, but it's just great when I go back to visit anybody because we laugh about so many things that we did that was negative, and at least I got a chance to be out here to represent them inside of a positive manner. You know, 'cause I tell anybody that, or rather, it was actually told to me by Lance. Lance told me before that I was actually my uncle and my brother reincarnated because I resemble both of them, but I'm out here doing what they actually wanted to do. But most people feel that when you on a corner, you just trying to get money and blow up. They had a vision. They wanted to get money and they wanted to bring their community with them. I'm saying, but everybody else, they had a chance and a choice. And they chose to take a chance at throwing a brick at the penitentiary. And like most of us, including myself, you know, we had made some poor choices. I just got a chance to try to wrong my rights.
And see, that's different because once again, you got a chance to, wrong your right, say right your wrong. But you look at it right now, where it's like, okay, you look at Cap. Even you made a hell of a statement. You say right now he can be like released if everything go accordingly or whatever. And
But
right,
his spirits is lifted.
okay,
Even if he don't come out, that man is at peace with himself. My uncle is at peace with himself. My uncle's words was, I don't care about coming home. I'm more concerned about just having my voice heard at court. I don't want you to penalize me because I had a bad past. I wasn't there for half the past. But they just had like his name was associated with it. So that actually, had like reflected upon him. Because if the hands of time could be turned back, I'm pretty sure that 90% of us would have tried to have done things differently.
and see, look what you say. Even right now, like I always try to tell people, if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I would have done a lot of things differently or whatever. Basically, I would have did the right thing from the first. I did the right thing the first time. But once again, is having to change your heart, having or realizing before it's too late, man. Nah, being out there, and I can admit, fronting, being out there, allowing yourself to get caught up, being out there with some type of mental health issue, being out there thinking we got something to prove. And a lot of times right now where it's like when you grow up there, and I always say it all the time, light, camera, action. Because that's what it is. It's like light, camera, action that we feel that we on the stage and that we got to perform.
Yeah, but then who are you when the lights turn off? When you go home at night, who are you?
Wow.
You can't always be inside the spotlight because you pulled up on whatever block you pulled up on and you got a nice car, you got a nice outfit on. Who are you when you go home? Who are you when you take your mask off? Can
Wow.
you just be comfortable
Wow.
inside the skin that you in? Because you shining while you on the corner. Everybody see you shining. But when you locked up, the lights is dim as hell.
Yeah.
Ain't no more shine up in there.
It's no more you having true identity, man. That's where, as far as right now, you really get, you really find yourself. Like man search for meaning. Man search for meaning during the most darkest time in their life. Man search for meaning when they back against the wall. When you got all the time in the world to think, to reflect back upon where that went wrong. What could I have done differently? What should I have done? See, that's when man reflect back upon, like, what is my purpose for being on here? Being on this earth, being alive or whatever. Every time I talk to you, doing phone conversation or whatever, you always have something positive to say. And to me, like right now, it's like if I talk to you, you act like you never had a problem in the world. And to me, that's powerful.
No, I actually had the opportunity of actually having mentors. I don't have no mentors. I have some mentors. I got some older brothers that actually helped me become a better man, and I'm grateful. I got to give credit to Lance and Tar Furtado, Pretty Tony, yourself, Luke Steffens, as well as Greg X. Greg always says, to thy own self be true. If you can't be true to yourself, then who the fuck are you? You could be whatever you want to be when you do an interview and a blog and all that fronting shit, but who are you really?
And you know what? Like right now, I love that, man, because once again, I remember, I think it was like the last time that you was here, and we had spoke about, an individual that been out there, we're not going to say the name, like Top Notch or whatever. And I'm saying like right now, look, man, you know what? Next time you're around, what we're going to do, let's meet up or whatever. And based upon the information, or based upon some of the choice words you chose, I said, nope, that's all right, forget about it.
Exactly, because I don't believe in turning my back on nobody I know. I don't care what you doing. If I know you, I know you. But trust and believe, I ain't gonna be standing next to you too long. Cause if you being filmed, that ain't the. I don't think that's the music video that I want to be in.
Yeah, yeah. And the difference, like I try to explain to people, whatever, because people ask me all the time, like, you know what, man, based upon who you once was and everything that you've been through.
And I'm still me, so it wasn't like who I once was. I wake up me every day. I just had the chance to mature. You know, when I came home Valentine's Day 2003, it wasn't nobody out there to give me no big giant welcome home party and keys to a car. That's what I was looking for, 'cause that's how it was in the 80s. You come home, you get keys to a car. The girls that everybody in the hood been chasing, they on you because you fresh out, you cut up, you looking good, you glowing.
Like, what my man say? What's his name, Mr. Commodore? Fresh out.
Yeah, you know.
And fresh out. You know.
Yeah,
with
when
the
I was
Tin Man on.
because I mean, when I was fresh out, there was like 3 people that was actually there. You know, God bless the dead, Chaz. The first thing Chaz said was, "Welcome home." The corner that I'm shaking your hand on ain't the corner that you need to be on.
Wow.
Chaz said, if you need a job, stop by my office, I will assist you. I pulled up at the Black Hand office. You know, Chaz had a welcome home gift for me. I'm grateful. And then it was like the 2 brothers that supported me during like the time when I was going, my man P. And said, for those that know Perry, as well as Didi. You know, those 2, they definitely had something for me. So when I came out, but they seen that my vision was, I don't want to go back. Then when I had ran into Greg X is a prolific speaker. Great friend of mine, said, watched me grow up. Greg's words was, you came home and created your own lane and you never got stuck in traffic. So Greg, thank you.
No. You know what, me and Greg X, is crazy. He reached out to me like last year sometime, and we've been planning on doing like, a piece, like get together, because he got a powerful story and some of the things that he been through, like unbelievable. Because once again, people don't understand, man. Sometimes you hit rock bottom, some people will never get up. But when you watch people that hit rock bottom and got that I'm talking about that boulder landed on top of them, you know what? They don't get up. They stay down. But this man got up.
They
Slowly
so
but
busy
surely.
looking for somebody to help them get up. You gotta help yourself. If you don't know who you are, you don't know what you can actually do. You don't know what your full potential is because you're so busy following behind the in crowd, trying to be down. You know, I don't know why people want to go out to parties and clubs every week and you don't have a job.
Yeah.
What are you celebrating? Struggle?
Wow. Like, look what you just say, man. Going out the job. Like, I stopped hanging out years ago, man. Like, years ago. Even when I came home, man. I'm near 25 years being free. And you know what? I remember one time I was out and about. And when I was out and about, I'm looking at the crowd. And I'm saying, you know what? This is too young for me. I don't want to do this anymore. And to me, like, how I find myself spending and enjoying a day off or the weekend is doing absolutely nothing that time. You know, I'm talking about relaxing at home or reading, studying, or doing something that's constructive. And to me, like, I don't have to go to a club. I don't have to feel like I gotta mingle. I don't have to feel like I gotta be seen. So it's like, to me, it's like when your growth or when your mindset, your attitude, and your behavior have changed so much, it's like unbelievable. And somebody asked me, you know what, how did you change? How do you stop being and wanting that desire? I said, listen, man, all money is not good money. And the difference is, a young lady told me this years ago, it's not how much money you make, it's what you do with it. And a lot of times people don't understand that,
That's
man.
the only regret that I got from my childhood. I mean, you know, I got to give credit. I got to give credit to my parents for investing money. So when I get older, I would have some. Because when you in the industry does not provide Social Security. Neither does hustling. But the industry provides me with a steady income. I don't have to turn my head. I ain't got to run when I see the police come. You know, the car is paid in full. I ain't got no I don't have like no car note. I'm not leasing nothing. But I'm trying to stay within my own means. I'm not trying to be above and beyond. You know, when I bring bottles to the club, it's usually because the promoter allowed me to, because I'm not giving nobody at the club $200, $300 for one bottle. You're saying that Bailey costs $70 at the liquor store. So if I can get them from the store and the promoter allowed me to bring them in, I'm gonna have about 15, 20 bottles at the table. But I'm not paying them club prices. I ain't gonna act like I'm inside the club buying out the bar because the card is black. I'm bringing my own bottles up in there. You see, 'cause I'm not trying to make the club rich when I got my own bills.
Which is smart, man. Which is smart, man.
I'm
That's what it's all about.
You know, I'm not trying to overspend because I'm trying to compete and you want to be on the gram and you in VIP and you're all over there trying to ante up to buy a bottle. How much you got? How much you got? I'm not doing none of that.
But look at that, man. Like, look what you say. And that's the difference, man. You know, being in our time zone when we was teenagers, it was a word that was utilized a lot. You know, I'm talking about in all 5 boroughs. It should have went all throughout the, you know, I'm talking about the urban environment. Fronting.
Yep.
Fronting. Fronting. Right now, I usually hear, stop fronting. I'm not fronting, that's me. You know, fronting. Fronting consists of acting other than yourself. And once again, fronting never stop existing.
Yep.
Because you, once again, everybody want to go in a club, or everybody want to go in there, like do the rap, like even right now with the rap videos. How many of these guys really got it like that? They showing all these fancy cars, these big mansions.
Rentals.
Fancy cars, big mansion.
Rentals.
And not only that, right now, all the girls. So everybody's seeing that
Models
picture.
that was paid for just to be there.
Everybody's seen all, oh man, like I got to have this. This is what I want. This is what I need. And that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Because you're going to ask for something and think right now is everything that glitters, shine. It don't.
Everything that glitter is not gold or platinum.
E-Money, man. Okay, E-Money, get in. You say front, yeah, man. It was a lot of that, man. We used to be a bunch of actors and actors back then. And you know what? I'm gonna make a notation on this. I do have allergy. I done have people that hit me up. Oh man, you been sniffling? Or yo, look, nah, nothing going up in these nostrils, man. Nothing going up in these nostrils. So right now it's allergy season, so I do have sinus problems. So if you constantly hear me going, you know, saying right now, hey, I'm all right. I'm all right. Okay, that's my health moment for the day. You know, but like I say, Wise, man. What, like right now, is like, you know, anything out there as far as like, you know, these young kids, like what can they get themselves into besides that street and illegal activity?
They could utilize their experiences, their personal deficiencies, and try to save somebody that's younger than them. You know, if you out there and you dropped out of high school and your man is really not built for the street, encourage your man to stay in school, because that'll be the person that can help you clean up the money that you're making. That's the person that can accomplish something to actually help you get out of the hood. It doesn't matter what hood you in. You know, you always want to have someplace else to visit. You want to breathe some fresh air outside the air that you breathe in whatever borough you in. If you in New York, you know, whatever other little hood that you in when you out of town. You want to learn how to do something different. If you was already going to Popeyes and, you know, McDonald's and Burger King at home, learn about Golden Corral. If you like the fast food, stop by Bojangles. If not, then go ahead and get yourself an Airbnb and go grocery shopping and prepare your own meals. Learn how to cook. Because when you was in jail, you was chefing up them oodles and noodles like a motherfucker.
Wow. So, and I'm a firm believer that all, like man, all women, young men, young women, are all rich in their own thoughts and ideal. And there's a lot of times what they have to do is stop settling and stop shortchanging themselves. The difference is, like to me, like I told you, I'm going on 25 years out. And like I try to tell them, I'm not going back to jail. I didn't care if I couldn't get a job. I know automatically I'm on a hustle. If I got to go from trash can to trash can, I'm talking about every day, collecting aluminum cans. I know I can collect 1 million to 1.5 million cans with 9 to 12 months. That's like $50,000 to $75,000.
Tax-free money.
And the funny thing about it is right now, is what I try to tell people, anytime you think you're too good to do certain things, that's when you set yourself up to fail, man. You can't think you better than what you are, and that's what a lot of people, you know what, guys, they want, oh, I want to make $100,000 a year. What work ethic and what skills and what job set that you have that's going to enable you or put you in a position to make $100,000 a year? And that's what get me. A lot of these cats like feel what you think you deserve. Sometimes you got to crawl before you can walk. And not only that, you gotta humble yourself. And you can't go to these jobs with these little bootleg attitude and personality, man.
I mean, like if you don't have it in you to want to have a legitimate job on the street, they got a broom and a mop waiting for you in prison in case you want to be a porter. If you're too good to work at McDonald's and Burger King, they got a mess hall for you. If you don't have no trade on the street, they got shop classes in prison. If you don't want to go and get that 10, 15, 20, $30 an hour, they got 45 cents to a dollar a day for you. And you ain't going to have no social security. The health care is great. All depends on where you at. Whereas you can get some great health care and be free. I'd rather wake up on my own accord every day. I have keys in my pocket. I don't have to be told what color I can wear, what day I can have a visit. I can't have no contact on the visit. Now it's COVID, so I don't want to have like no type of limitations. I like knowing that when I'm home, I'm not awoken to count time on the child, on the yard. Society is the biggest yard there is. You can travel, planes, buses, trains. With the high cost of gas, you damn sure just don't want to ride around the hood fronting, showing everybody that you got that new whip, not at $5 a gallon. Fuck you, I'd rather get a Metro card.
Hey, look, man, people don't understand that. So you figure gas prices, what they're gonna mean with Uber and taxi. You kidding me? It's gonna be high, sky
exactly,
high, man.
Because you was only paying $9 for Uber. Because gas went up, that $9 Uber is now going to be $14.
And people do not understand that, man. And those
but you want to keep fronting.
Yeah. No. Hey, trust me, man. Like even right now, I can remember. Hey, I can remember what people was telling me. You know what people was telling me? You had all these guys out there, man, had these fancy cars. But yet and still, they didn't have gas money to move the cars. So for what? How backward is that? How backward is that? And that's the difference, man. We got to stop fronting, man. We got to stop fronting and get everything together and get our life together and see exactly like what's going on, man. Because once again, at the end of the day, what you got to see and what you got to realize is this. We talk about it. Only thing come fast is trouble. Easy to get into, hard to get out. Stop feeling that you're better than what you are. The difference right now is, guess what? We all have to, as kids, we have to crawl before we can walk.
Especially if you don't have a job to pay your cell phone bill now, how do you expect your family and friends and loved ones to pay for them collect calls? Because that one collect call from prison is almost equivalent as a monthly cell phone bill. Because you have the third and fourth party people that's getting PC off it.
They getting paid, man. They getting paid.
Like now one phone call home for 15 minutes might actually be, all depends on what city and state you in, you could be looking at $8 just for that one 10, 15-minute phone call. So if you multiply that and you want to call home every day of the week, wow, you don't want to stay home and keep that cell phone? Dumbass.
Hey, but like I tell you right now, what we have to do is, man, sometimes it take pain. It take us to suffer. It take us to hit rock bottom. It take us to lose some key people in our life to help us to understand, what we need to do. Like I say right now, when I was away, it took the death of my mother. And it took the death of my mother being in a hole when she died. And to me right now is, man, like, I'm not gonna even, like, you talk about a whole wake-up call. It's like right now it helped me to understand all that stupid nonsense that I was out there doing, all that, that fake gangster stuff and destroying the community, killing and hurting people. Now it came back and hit home. What they say that when the rooster come back and crow?
That's it.
Come on. And that's how I know how I feel. That type of pain, you don't wish upon your worst enemy, man.
At all. Because when you're sitting on the inside, the silence get very loud. Because when you lock in, just the doom of that gate closing is still echoing. You don't hear nothing late at night except for typewriters or people trying to do legal work in their appeal. As opposed to you on a corner blasting music 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning outside of people windows in the projects or inside the urban areas when these people got to go to work tomorrow morning. And you out there thinking that you getting some money, But you ain't getting nothing. 'Cause when you go to court, everybody who you on the corner with is not in the courtroom for you. You got a public defender because you was fronting and you don't have no legal representation. You definitely don't have no bail money. And then you calling home to my yo kids, let me get $20. How many 20s you giving away now? The average people would rather pass you something instead of really giving you something. Look, I gotta commend Chaz for saying, hey yo, go to work. I gotta commend the old timer AU from Baisley. Hey yo kid, this ain't it no more. This ain't it. You know, my man Bobby Garcia, Big Bobby. This ain't it. This ain't it. You know, my man Kilo. You on the wrong block. Let's go. Clean up. You just come home. Straight up and fly right. Thank you. It's just any time that I'm able to be successful in anything, I gotta give credit to those that pushed me and encouraged me along the way. I like knowing that when I'm going back to my old neighborhood and I do see Luke, I get a smile. I get a kind word. Besides the free food at Vibes, I get a kind word. I get some type of motivation and incentive to want to continue to do right. I like knowing when I see Lance and Todd at church, I'm getting a positive word. I like knowing when I interact with them on social media, it's always a kind word. I like knowing that when I run into Greg X, it's a kind word. I like knowing that anytime I travel OT and I come down south and I bump into you, it's always a kind word. And the first meal I ever get down south comes from him. He's like, yo, what hotel you in? This way I'm going to eat. I'm bringing it to you and I don't want to hear nothing about it. Just be quiet, I got you. Thank you.
Like I tell you right now, man, it's the little things, man. That's what we got to look at, man. Like getting back to the basic principle and getting back to the little things. Because the little things that mean so much to anything. I don't got a front. You don't got a front. I remember right now when we got together, first time we met up in years. And the bottom line, when we sat there, I still got that picture, man.
It was a genuine conversation.
I still got that picture, man. You had like, look like you was going golfing, man. You had on purple.
Yep.
You had on purple outfit. I still got that picture, man.
Yep.
Like you was going golfing, man. And see, people don't understand, man. Like, you know, it's all about when you get together, I don't got to front. I don't got to put on this, you know, this mask. I don't got to do none of that. Because the bottom line is right now was we came from that same environment, but once again, we overcame that. We overcame that madness. We went to that war. We survived. We survived and we came out strong. So when you came out strong, now what we trying to do, when we come together, how do we get back?
Exactly.
How do we share? Yeah. How do we share our experience? How do we coach, counsel, and train these young guys, letting them know, man, it's not worth it, man. That's why everybody teased me about some of the words that I be saying, because I used to be saying, later for that. You know, pick another brick thrown at the prison wall, later for that, man. Taking shortcut in life, later for that, man. Want to be down? Later for that, man. Want to do it like the easy way? It's no easy way, man. Later for that, man. Do it right the first time.
Well, definitely.
The hustling, chasing female for the wrong reason these days, man. Hey, listen, man. I was out there, man. I was out there. I used to rob and steal just to try to impress a girl, man. Hey, what's great, man? Street all a lie. Yeah, the street been a lie, man. The street been a lie. And the difference right now is, guess what? We've been like the food for believing no lies. Invite your friend. Okay, yeah. Hey, like I said right now, look, folks, hit that like button, share. Hit that like button, share. And that's what people got to understand, man. We got 72 people watching us, listening to us. So the difference is we only got 39 likes. I'm not asking you to do anything. If you agree with the message and agree with the conversation, what I want you to do is take that, copy, paste it, share it. Share with everybody that's in your phone. Share with anybody that's on your, YouTube channel, on your email. Share it. It take 1 second, and that's the difference. But once again, when it come down to supporting, right now, when I watch these guys, like, being disrespectful and calling girls, like, out of their name, and they cursing and talking about killing this and killing that, everybody share that. They share that. They share that. They share all that negativity. But the difference is when you got individuals trying to give you, like coach, counsel, and train you, trying to drop positive jewels, oh, man, we don't want to hear that. Only a chosen few. But you know what? Like I told you right now, guess what? Y'all gonna learn like I learned. I had to learn. They took 15 years out of my life that I cannot get back, and I had to learn. So once again, when you got somebody coming at you and giving you something, yeah, negativity sells. You're right. If me and him was up here yelling, screaming, arguing, oh, everybody, woo, wow, ooh, man, look at that. We was acting like we about to square up like Rock'em Sock'em Robot. You remember that, man?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, woo. Like right now, it's guess what? I don't got no hair. But we was up here trying
I still got some.
to pull each other hair out. Everybody going, ooh, wow, I like that, man. For good advice, question, did you have dealing with DC cat? 1A, I never really had any dealing with DC cats. Not offhand that I can recall. You know what I'm saying? Probably in passing. But I never really did much, like you say, out of town. So a lot of these guys got caught up and they have like different relationship with people and traveling and passing. No, I never had. You had any relationship with any DC cats?
I had some good ones. First of all, I let them know I ain't from Harlem. I hang out in Harlem, and I was on Team Rich all day. Poe was Poe, shit, but I was part of Team Rich. Shit, Rich was my guy. So I had love coming from out of there, and just my persona. Like Lance said, I'm a combination of both of them. My uncle was very charismatic, so I'm able to blend in anywhere I go. I ain't gotta worry about. I gotta have on certain colors when I go to certain cities. Anywhere I go, it's either gonna be a Yankee hat. Today, it just so happen to be
Meet the Mets.
the Mets.
Meet the
But
Mets.
I'ma always represent NY. I'ma always be NY fly. I'm always had a chain on. I ain't scared to go nowhere. Just because I'm going places humbly. I'm not coming there with no rah-rah attitude. I ain't got to showboat and be bragful and boastful. Go there humble, just say, hey, how you doing? Pleasure to meet you. And it's a pleasure to have been met by you.
Yeah, that was a good comment, man. You asked your brother whether he'd rather be in prison or whether he'd rather be homeless. He said he'd rather be homeless than be in prison.
Ain't no question.
And see, you got a lot of people right now where they stay in prison because they feel like they live better in prison.
When you in prison.
But some people feel they live better in prison than they are in the street. Some people use the prison system as a cop-out because right now I don't have no bills, I don't have no responsibility, I don't have to take care of nothing. So nobody expects nothing from me. So guess what? But that's wrong. That's bogus, man. You got to love yourself and understand, man. Guess what? We are kings and queens. And if you come out there, you got to be hustling. You get you one job, you get you two jobs. You got to hustle. But if you want to lay down and play dead, guess what? Nothing will come your way.
Yeah,
like you say, it's no handout no more, man. Muhammad, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Peace and blessing, everyone. Peace and blessing to you, man. Thank you for joining, man. But like I told you right now, Wiz, big bro, can you do one on G from Sterling and Ralph? I don't know G from Sterling and Ralph. And folks, listen, and that's what people don't understand. Like, New York is big, but it's small. You're not gonna know everybody. So, it's a lot of people you're not gonna know. And that's what people don't understand. So to me, I don't know them. On Palm Tree, okay. Hey, what's the team got going on next? The movie will open more doors for sure. What the team got going on next? The movie will open more doors for sure.
Yeah, but the movie ain't gonna be what you think it is. The music ain't here to be no spin-off from The Wire or try to do a remake of Scarface. It's gonna be some snippets of it, but it's about promoting positivity, because the acronym of team was together, everyone acquires more. And when the team was together, we was able to accumulate more. But when individuals started becoming individuals, you got an 8-ball and thought you was a kingpin. But when you was down with a crew, you actually seen some money. So when a movie does come out, it's going to educate you on the end result is prison or death, or even you could try to get yourself right now, mentally, spiritually, and try to do the right thing. They got 1,001 jail cells. They said for the people that's homeless. I would rather be homeless on New York City sidewalks as opposed to being homeless inside the P now.
Wow, that's deep, man. And like I said right now, like you're right, a lot of people want to know and they inquire about the movies and everything like that. And I'm glad you're able to bring that out, because I remember right now when me and you did that piece the other day, and something that said they don't shed light. And I had a few comments where people talking about right now, yeah, how much like them saying Preem, how much them saying Prince did for the community, and a lot of that stuff got swept under the rug. And those are things, you're right, like people need to know, hold up, wait a minute here, what it really was about.
And it just wasn't them. I mean, like Lance and Todd, Wall. Now Queens got South Jamaica Day now. Moo Diamond is in charge of it and all. But the very first South Jamaica Day was actually given by Ty Wells. Ty Wells was like, yo, we out here, we getting all this money, but we ain't doing nothing for the hood. Ty Wells took it upon himself to do something for the hood, and that was the very first South Jamaica Day. Then it branched off to other parts of the hood.
And see, it's a lot of rich history out there that we don't even have a clue. See, and that's the difference. Like, how do or why do people choose to, like, praise the negativity versus the positivity? Like, even right now, look at your boy. What's his name? Tommy Mickens. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Mickens came on.
Personal trainer.
You know what I'm saying? And
Personal trainer.
people don't even understand. Like, he got a powerful story. You got so many people that went through hell. You know what I'm saying? That changed their life. They got their life together. And why he wanted to become a personal trainer for the elderly, because he lost his mother of a massive stroke. And right now he wasn't able to be there. So a lot of times, like right now, after doing all that time, he utilized his time and became a personal trainer that he got, like what? Healthcare, gym. He got all type of stuff that he going around. And this guy right now is like, to me, I used to call him the poor little rich boy, the Richie Rich. No, this cat had helicopters.
Yeah. He had the helicopters.
Mansion, yachts.
He had the Louis Vuitton interior that didn't come from Dapper Dan. He had the actual Louis Vuitton interior. Like, he was one of. Matter of fact, I got to give credit where it's due. He was the only one from the hood in Queens, at least, that had his own businesses outside of Pretty Tony and outside of Cat. You said Tommy had a string of legitimate businesses, from the sporting goods stores, the dry cleaners, laundromats. Wasn't nobody thinking about that.
Montana.
He had the flyest cars, and like everything had a stamp on it. Montana sporting goods, Montana this, that, and the third. And then if you had to go uptown to the Bronx, the next fly guy, I got to give credit to Boy George. If you went through Harlem, long before Rich and Poe, you had Fritz. You had like this real close friend of my uncle, Wayne Davis. You had people that been out there long before those with the notoriety. Nobody know about Old Man Country, Old Lady Hilda. Those are names that was ringing bells in the hood, but everybody else was always glamorized as something negative. Like y'all had you had Glaze and them inside Cypress, then you had Tut, you had the 18 with Black Niles and L Son and them.
See, hold on.
But Glaze was separate.
Hold on. No, I got to come back. Right now is because I don't know what happened. Black Knowledge was never, ever a part of the 18.
I always thought that he was.
No, he went upstate and utilized that a lot. He didn't have.
It was on Rikers Island together.
He didn't have nothing.
That's my man. So in case you hear this interview, Knowledge, Frederick Knowledge. I ain't gonna put the last name out there, but that's Knowledge I know.
He didn't
love you, kid.
He didn't have nothing, and that's what I'm saying. I'm hearing everybody keep telling me he wrote a book, and I'm like, huh? And like I said right now, if anything, his cousin Irie, and like I say, each his own. So I got it. I've been waiting to write people from the street story and do an interview. And like I said right now, this ain't about glorifying anybody. It's Tut one on podcast. Tut didn't have nothing to do with the Pac situation. They just threw that out there. Question: how do I start writing chronicle books? You know what? Like Google it like everybody else. Google it, man. But once again, like I said right now, man, it's so many different people, and you reach out and you rub and you meet. But the difference is, it's not how we start, it's how we finish. It's like what we doing now. Because once again, if me and Wise were still out there with baby powder in our beer, out there, picking up brick thrown at the prison wall and doing knucklehead stuff, you know what, man, come on. I count my blessing, because once again, anytime I'm in this, man, I'm talking about company, whether it's face to face, whether it's on the phone, it's always that powerful, positive energy, man. It's always that love. He can call me about anything. Oh, man, I talked to such and such, and they said, yo, man, can you hold up, or can you lead us along? Oh, come on, man. Like, you got to be you got to be that positive.
I got to be
oh, man, come on, man, But that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about, man. And like I tell you right now, bro, like I say, man, folks, what I want people to understand, how did Queen get along when the other boroughs went to war? And see, a lot of times people like, how did Queens get along when all the other boroughs went to war? You know what? The difference is right now, because
every borough had a war, but every borough knew how to interact with each other. We was cool with one another from every borough by bumping heads inside certain clubs. If you was from Queens, you shopped on Jamaica Avenue. Quite a few went downtown Brooklyn, Albert Square Mall. Quite a few had met on Delancey Street. That's where you really got your gators from. That's where you got your quarterfields from, your leather jackets. You went on Delancey, and it didn't matter what borough you was from. You met somebody at the leather shop. And like you and him might have thought that y'all had beef until you met face to face, and the beef was about nothing. It was about nothing but a conversation that men could discuss amongst themselves. I mean, you know, I didn't never have a problem going to Brooklyn, and I could bump into my man Calvin Klein, the original Klein, or the Brooklyn Dawn. You know, I didn't have no problem going downtown Brooklyn, and I walking past the real 50 Cent, and I ain't never getting robbed. And he'd be like, yo, Queens, I see you, kid. I see you, kid. Go ahead, you good. You know, whether or not when I was uptown going to visit some cousins and I could be on 116 and I walk past Fritz, bless the dead, he'd be like, yo, kid, save your money, because you're going to need it. Save your money. You looking good, but save your money.
And see, that's a lot, man. Like, you know, because once again, people don't understand that, man. It's like right now, you out there, and like I'm talking about right now, we done bump head with a lot of people they rap about, they talk about.
Yeah, but it's a difference when you rapping about somebody and you actually know that
them,
person.
yeah.
And it's not even when you know them, it's when they know you. You know, because I got a good friend that's in Brooklyn, my man Bush, Derek Hamilton, Bush. That's my guy. Not just from the penitentiary, but that's my guy. You know, so when I see Bush, it's love. When I see Klein, it's love. So when I see Tata that's with Jay, it's love. You know, like Jay did certain things, but Tata did certain things. It's a difference. You know, because I don't never come on there and be like, yo, because I'm related to this one. You know, I had a mansion with a helicopter. No, I didn't. No, I didn't, but I kept $2 in my pocket. And like everybody else made sure that I kept $2 in my pocket. And so I gotta give credit where it's due.
Glaze, if you can take it back, how many lives will you have saved? As many as possible, man.
I was
As many as possible,
saving my
man.
own.
Yeah, you're right, man.
I had to start by saving my own.
Of his life, Pappy Mason was a good guy. Pappy is a good guy, man. Pappy is a good guy. Pappy is a good guy, and people to know Pappy is to know Pappy. To know Pappy is to know Pappy. A lot of times, right now, when you allow your emotions to supersede your intellect, or right now, is you know, sometimes we just make bad. Sometimes when you're upset, that's why it's not great or a good idea to make a decision when you're upset, because once again, it can always come back and bite you in the rear end. So that's the difference. And that's what people don't understand, man. So to me, when people start talking about Pappy, man, Pappy was I'm talking about down to earth. You know, when he love you, he love you. If he hate you, he hate you. That's like normal. But the difference is right now, I think.
And if he loved you, he would tell you. And if he hated you, God bless you. Rest in peace.
You know. But I think right now, you're right. I think a lot of times Pappy's misunderstood. You know, me and OG Shabay, me and a lot of guys, like they talk about they want to go see Pappy. Hopefully right now they get the opportunity to go see him, that he would know who they are. Hopefully that he's still somewhat sane or can get back to being sane. But people don't understand, when you're in that prison and you at war with them or you acting up, it calls something called full post. Whereas they strip you butt naked and they basically handcuff you to the bed. One leg, one arm this way, one arm that way. One leg this way, one leg that way.
So they dehumanize you.
They keep you there for hours, sometimes days. So if you go to the bathroom, you go in the bathroom yourself. Everything, like, and what I'm trying to say right now is, guess what? They would break you. They would break you down to the cores. And a lot of people do not understand it from a psychological standpoint. I listened to Kodak Black. He was on $1 million worth of game, and he was talking to Wallow, and he was talking to Gilly, and that's what he's talking about. How they, you know, he was wild and acting up or whatever, and how they hit him with that four post. And people do not understand that, man. If you're not strong enough, they're gonna break you. They're gonna break you to the core. But a lot of times what we want to do is we think we got something to prove, and you want to get in there and act up and want to bark at these people. No. Here it is right now. They don't play checker, they play chess, and they will break you mentally. Once you lost that, it's over with.
Checkmated 3 moves, game is over.
Yeah.
The game of life does not play fair.
Pappy was no joke, but I met him when Linden Boulevard was hot. Yeah, like I tell you right now, Wiz, guess what? Like I say, Pappy was That's not rehabilitation, that's slavery. Right now is that's the United States government. They would break you down to the core. You're 100% right. They would break you down to the core. They would destroy you. You know what I'm saying? From a psychological standpoint. And right now, if you're not strong enough, some of that stuff you would never be able to overcome. And then not only that, what they're going to feed you is a bunch of medicine, a bunch of pills to keep you in check. So like I said right now, man, anything else you want to talk about, my brother?
Nope, it's always a pleasure to sit here and talk with you.
Okay, and like I say, the pleasure's all mine, man, because once again, like I say, man, anytime when you got good brothers that can meet up and have heart-to-heart talk, and even right now, you know what, man, sometimes it's time to let go. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's time to let go. Because even right now is, you know what, and that's what I respect about you. Because once again, you know what, to me, just because I just like people that you might be close with, you know what, that don't got nothing to do with you.
I don't, I'm on my business.
And the difference is right now, like I say, you mentioned a couple of names that these guys like, yo, wait a minute here. But in the same token, sometimes it got to get to the point in time, you got to let go and let God. Because once again, what happened, how many years ago, 1,000 years ago, and for some time right now where you can have that beef or that misunderstanding or certain thing went wrong, you got to let it go.
You woke up today. You ain't got to hold on to yesterday. Wake up today and try to plan something positive for tomorrow. Not just for yourself, but for those that you leave behind you. The most significant thing that you will ever see on your obituary is the dash. Do something significant to earn that dash. Don't be the dude that was known for being shiesty and grimy. Like, be the dude that always had a kind word. You was never that much of a celebrity that you couldn't stop to tell somebody hello. You couldn't stop to take a picture. You couldn't stop to give somebody some words of encouragement. You know, so who are you when there is no lights and cameras?
You're right. Much love to y'all from California, man. Hey, I appreciate Walter Houston, 2 corn nuts, 2 corn. Okay. Yes, you always got people coming up there. They want to maul us. They can't pay no mind. Brooklyn Pizza, Harlem Chachi. Okay. Hey, folks, listen, man. Thank y'all for joining us or whatever. And what I'm trying to say right now is this, like, you know, shout out to Wise, man. I appreciate that, man. Like, you know, what's your opinion on a guy detailing how he down Larry Davis online right now? You seen that interview?
Yeah, but I was with Larry. Larry overall, hands down, was a good guy. We was on Rikers Island together. We was in Comstock together. You know, Larry was a good guy. I only had some good interactions with Larry. I don't have anything bad to say about anybody that is no longer here. Because I feel that if you got to talk about somebody when they're gone, what are people going to say about you?
That's powerful. But even right now, like my response to that, yeah, I seen the guy that was on Vlad. And, you know, basically right now what he's doing is, you know, without no test, there's no testimony. And some of the things that he's speaking about, he said right now the beef wasn't against Larry. He didn't have no beef against Larry. But the difference is right now, Larry, you know, he was going after somebody that's supposed to have this something else or whatever, and Larry intervened. And right now, initially, right now is they went at it, and he did something, that was it. The next thing you know, Larry came, caught him 2 times with a cane, hit him in the back of his head. Boom, boom, with the cane that he had. So one thing led to another. So once again, folks, like nobody was there. Nobody know exactly what took place but him. You know what I'm saying? The people that was there. The man, like, you know, got time for that. He served his time. Now he's out. So what we have to do is right now is, man, like, you know, let he or she, without sin, cast the first stone. So none of us can judge. And the difference right now is what we have to do is like understand it. And right now, I don't think, hold up, and the first thing people say he was dead, he was not going to, I think he just expressed himself. He got a lot of stories. A lot of people spoke about this man, about some of the things that he'd been through. And right now, a lot of people want to know what happened to Larry Davis. Larry Davis, if you sit back and think about it, during that period of time in New York City, he was like an important part of that history back in the 80s.
He held it down by himself, single-handedly, and shot it out with the police.
Yeah. So right now, it's like, I can remember being...
And he lived to tell about it.
And he lived to tell about it. So once again, like, I don't think the guy, like, you know, more or less right now, like, bragging about it. You know, just people just inquiring, they want to know. Okay? I agree wholeheartedly with you. Hey, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you.
It's a misconception behind the acronym YOLO. You only live once. That's a lie. You live every day that you wake up. You only die once. Wake up every day and live and stop existing.
Wow, I like that, man. I like that. And like my thing is I can't top that, but what I try to tell people, when you're dealing with people in your life, you gotta ask yourself these two questions. Do they add value or they take value away? And they don't add value to your life. And guess what? I'm talking about from a positive sense. And they don't uplift you, they don't encourage you, they don't empower you, they don't help you get to that next level or whatever, then guess what? That means they're taking value away. So you know what you need to do? Run. What DMC told my man?
Run.
Run. Run. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, man. Hey, folks, listen, man. Hopefully, each and every one of y'all have yourself a fabulous Friday, a sensational Saturday, Super Sunday. Remember, daylight saving time is full effect. You're going to lose an hour. Daylight saving time is full effect come Sunday. All right? I ain't going nowhere. Glaze, hey, big winner 29. Peace, man. One love, folks.